Alright, I was watching. I had a video up before I started that was just the clip of myself, because that's what was playing, was very amusing. It was me basically saying, "Oh my god, holy crap, what have I done?" to something, and I don't even know what. Anyway. Let me just see who I want to invite here. Yeah, it seems Halloweeny. It seems Halloweeny enough, you know? But we'll see. That's probably fine. Oh, you know what I ought to do? I ought to throw it up on my Blue Sky. Who knows what rando is on Blue Sky on Halloween, thinking, boy, I wish I had a weird experimental stream to watch. So this is going live with the first actual play of Final Fantasy Monster Party. Playing the game with all monsters. With a team of monsters. That's probably descriptive enough, right? What random... How do people find things on Blue Sky? I threw a hashtag in there. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Alright. Okay, so, yeah. We're gonna start, and we got the script running. We got our base team set. It's gonna be excellent. I promise. I don't promise. My initial team doesn't matter, but I think it looks best with black mages. So, I don't know, I'll name them like... and like... and maybe like... E... Oh, I went past this one. I skipped him. He'll be skipped. But as we saw last time, well, last time wasn't real play, you know. Everything was still a little busted. I was fixing it as I went, but I think I bug fixed it. Now I don't think this is going to be perfect. I have no belief at all that this is going to be perfect. So far, it's perfect. Yeah. So, we're starting with our party of monsters. We don't need to buy equipment. They have a small amount of bonus HP because we gain an extra HP for... Oh, man. I forgot that this is weird. Somehow. So, Wolf and Bone both have... Oh, Pirate and Wolf have 8 damage. The Bone is actually the strongest attacker right now. If we can win even one fight between heals... Actually, winning fights doesn't matter. What we need to do is get a stronger team. So... And I put a hotkey on my controller, and I figured it fiddled with my controls until it worked the way I wanted on my very old emulator, such that I do have a turbo button and a screenshot button handy. So I can actually do like this. And, yeah, my party behaves like the monsters they are. Pretty cool. So the way this playthrough works is every monster I defeat, I gain access to for my team. Which means right now, it would be really nice to run into a Gurip, or possibly even a Mad Pony. If I'm feeling adventurous, I could walk up to the Temple of Fiends, but the monsters there, on average, are actually a little tough for me right now. But 1 or 2 Gur-Imps together, maybe I could beat them and it would be great. Now, these actual imps, oddly, don't do me very much good. You can see my Black Mage's names are no longer relevant at all. I've also applied an actual Game Genie code, so that the party doesn't get reordered all the time. So it's not going to have much effect. It's more like it affects how their experience is going to be allocated, basically, you could say. Oh my goodness, Pirate got 1 shot. Okay. Classic Pirate. No, you're not who I want. So, I was going to say, look, Pirate didn't get reordered. Of course Pirate didn't get reordered. Pirate's at the bottom. Wolf is already more than half dead. It looked like there was a moment there where the HP values changed. No, everything's cool. Okay. There's something so weird. It was a bug I identified during the first session. Not bug. It's a weird behavior of the programming of the original game. I don't think I can reasonably call it a bug, as strange as it sounds. The nature of it is, for some reason, if your level is used in a calculation, which in the base game it isn't, your level is stored as one less than your actual level outside of combat, and equal to your level in combat. And the artifact of this that I just observed, which was a weird one, is might be further ahead to just fight them. You suck, Imp. But the good news is, you suck, Imp. When all you're fighting is imps, that's good news. That's the joke. I'm sure I could make the enemies do a cute little victory dance. I didn't script that part yet, but I bet I could do it. I just need to find basically the frame of animation being tracked in memory. Oh, okay. This is our golden opportunity. Our HP all went down by 2, so there is still a glitch with that. That's caused by the thing where characters' levels change inside and outside of battle. In battle, it's equal to your level -1. Wait, is that accurate? Maybe it's the other way around. In battle, it's level -1, otherwise it's actual level, and it changes, so it's quite annoying. Okay. Come on, guys. At least he can only kill 1 person per turn. I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh. Come on. Nice. Okay, now, can Bone make it back to town? I tell you how I can make him get back to town, well, maybe a little better, is if I go over to my monster list, I can now click Mad Pony, change Bone into a Mad Pony. I want to quickly get close to the city. No! No! My party rearranging thing didn't work. Okay. No. Run. No! Oh, goodness. That was rough. I really want to beat those Gur-Imps, by the way, but 3 Gur-Imps is, believe it or not, still hard for my team, so... Okay. Everybody come back to life. Now that we got Mad Pony, we can actually win fights. Okay, so here's how their team's gonna go. We go Mad Pony, probably still Imp, as strange as it sounds, because they actually have an absorb rating. Wolf, Bone. The party order thing is no big deal. I'm good with that. Okay. We have been hemorrhaging our first few hundred gold. It's gonna get better. Promise. I didn't know Gur Imps even lived next to Coneria. I thought all you ever encountered were regular wimpy imps. So Mad Pony is obviously a lot bulkier than the other monsters. They also have a little bit of an absorb rating. They also have 2 attacks per turn, two hits, I should say. I would expect them to be more accurate than what we're seeing, but such is the behavior of monsters, I suppose. So when a character actually gains levels, they do gain a small amount of bonus HP. So the way it works right now is levels, the only effect levels have is HP, and the effect is minor. So for every level the characters have, they gain 2 HP. And for every monster I add to the collection, all of the monsters gain 1 HP. So it just allows a little way to have some progression. Despite being stuck with monsters. Which I thought would be nice if there were ever a real sticking point. Honestly, from how it went last time, I kind of don't expect there to be a whole lot of terrible sticking points. Oh. Darn biased RNG. There actually is biased RNG in this game, by the way. The turn order, in particular, heavily favors the enemies. Gur Imp. Okay. This is a bit hard, 3 of them, but we're gonna try. I think the best thing to do is focus fire, as weird as that sounds. Oh, my wings fell. How embarrassing. Yeah, we're gonna focus fire. Okay, now we're not gonna focus fire because we got 4 hit points on that guy. We're gonna hope Wolf can take him out. It worked. Gur Imps are oddly bulky. They have like, what is it, 8 absorb or something? Oh, Mad Pony, you're disappointing. Doo-doo. Cool. Okay. So now, we're gonna go to our monster list. We're gonna check off Grimp. 6 absorb. 6 absorb's pretty good. The 4 damage that Imp offers is just too low to keep. So I'll keep Wolf and Bone in kind of the back row down there. And Grimp's gonna be I mean, they're a little... They're not terrible for this part of the game, the beginning, on the offense. But they're actually almost sort of tanky relative to the rest of my idiotic team, so... I think this is about as good as things can possibly get before Temple of Fiends. The starting team, by the way, was, on the Final Fantasy I board on Game FAQs, an effort to identify the 4 weakest monsters. And I think that these 4 came directly from a poster named Game Enjoyer. Are we better off running? Which is unclear. Ah, the stats have a problem. Well, at least if there's a stat problem, it's never going to work in my favor. Okay, now that it's restarted, let's... okay. Yeah, at any point I can restart the script. I thought I inserted times where the monsters would update automatically, but apparently that's not working. But it's not really going to affect us too much. That's great fun. Oh no! Can we beat these guys? I did it last time, I think. We're just gonna have to pile on. You know what? Last time I beat one of them. Beating 2 of them is a stretch. But we're gonna try. It's not like I didn't save since we established this current crew. 17 damage. Ooh, 20 to Wolf. Oh, that was your moment, Wolf. That was your moment, Grimp. Who's got the best accuracy here? Uh-oh, dead Mad Pony. Turned back into a black mage. As one does. This isn't looking super favorable. Oh, man. Oh, dear. Okay. Actual wipe. But we're not back very far. I could spend the rest of my money on potions, but I would hate to do that. First of all, that investment seems impractical. Doing it so early in the game. Pardon me. But also, I would hate to not have the money in case I need to revive party members after I recruit some wonderful monster. Which is funny, because, you know, the idea of pitching a tent up here is actually a nice one. We've got a chance to strike first, so maybe we should fight them. If we can take out one Gurimp in one turn... Cool. Then the idea of fighting one Gurimp isn't a terrible thing. Wonderful. Although, again, the thing kicked in where... Oh, okay, our hit points went back to normal. That was pretty weird. Here's a cat. Are you in your Halloween colors, buddy? That's so nice. I could try to fight Garland. It's also nice to get, like, Spider, Zombie, Creep if it'll attack me alone, Ghoul. This doesn't help at all. But Bone does have 0 absorb, so... Naturally, the dog destroyed the bone. Oh my god! Well, that's pretty stupid. There's no point being here, despite the level, other than getting a monster, so I'm going to push my luck and hope that I get a spider or a zombie or something. Even zombie's better than bone, if I remember correctly. Okay, yeah, spider. Spider's good, I think. Better than bone. Okay. We add spider to the list. 28 HP, 10 damage. Better than wolf, too. Oh, look at my nice new spider. Of course, where the game actually starts to get interesting is when my monsters have a special attack or something. But that actually takes a while to happen in this game. I was thinking the only monster with a special attack or spell prior to Astos is the Odd Eye, and I think I said that last time I played. Then I came to realize that's technically not true. And that made me think of how I might play this going forward, actually. What I'm alluding to there is possibly using the peninsula near Provoca to fight frost wolves early. There's other things that could be an asset there. What? The cat is destroying everything. Oh my god. Okay. What happened? How do I unpause the game? The cat... How did he do that? Hang on. Okay. I don't really understand how that happened. Unless he literally hit function F11 on my keyboard. Which he did not. There was an interesting question from Fat Rat Knight. Fat Rat Knight is probably more of a contributor to this project than I am, because the scripts he wrote 7 years ago have a major impact on your ability of monsters to function as monsters. And Fat Rat Knight was asking, what about weapons and armor? And I was just like, they're trash. We don't need them. Like, monsters have the stats they have, so... any weapons and armor I acquire are to be sold. I think I got a chance to strike first, so I may as well fight this guy. Especially now that I have spider power. Technically, this guy could still one-shot the wolf and the spider, I think. Well, the wolf. Whew. A crushing blow to Mad Pony. And that was not a very wealthy horse. Wolf gained a level, so that's a treat. I could get... Maybe I should just fight Garland. I don't think I'm going to use Garland. It seems wrong using Garland. It's the strangest thing, but for plot reasons... for plot reasons, it seems wrong to use Garland. They're pretty strong. Oh, nice, a ghoul. Okay, this is great, because we actually never tested out status touch. I think that Fat Rat Knight coded it in such a way that it'll work. Does this guy have an absorb rating? Okay, we got Ghoul. I will name him Elliot Gould. Okay. Oh, he does have a... He's awesome. Okay. Do I want Gur? I probably do want Gurem. That 6 absorb is too good, even if he's going to be at the bottom of the party. Ooh. Okay. I actually want to go to the inn. Because my hit points just went up a bit. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, the stun touch works. Look at that. It's awesome. Oh, that's gonna make Garland a cinch. That's got potential against like Astos, although there's a couple other ways I could stun him. Okay, this is wonderful. So should I try and like collect all the local monsters, or just beeline Garland? You know what's funny is that HP absorbent damage is like worse than a level 1 fighter in an average game. And right now, it feels really exciting. I don't know. It's 8 times 3 damage and stun touch. That's actually pretty nice. Good job, Spid. Okay. This is great. Okay, who do I want? I'd like Creep. I wouldn't mind getting Zombie just for the sake of the list. Who else lives in Temple of Fiends? I don't think I can... No, I can't get to the gargoyles now. Bone's already on the list. Can I do it for Zombie? It's not like Zombie's good. Let's get out of here. We'll fight lots of creeps later, I'm sure. If I can stun touch Garland, he's done for. I think he's done for anyway, but last time I did this, I did have creep. 9 damage isn't too scary. He's pretty terrible on the offense, really. Well, that's not what I meant. Feel paralyzed. Well, this is nice and safe. Oh, it was going to be kind of nice if I ran into a zombie. I put everyone fighting one spot. Whoa. Okay. Great. Skipped the fanfares. As a real hero would do. Or a pack of animals, whatever. Let me add Garland to the list, but I'm not going to add Garland to the team. It seems wrong using Garland. He's got good hit points, but he doesn't have a lot else going for him right now anyway, really. Wouldn't be long before an ogre would outshine him, pretty sure. Okay. Will there be another time to get zombie? Well, let's see who we run into. Last time I ran into an iguana, and it was actually pretty great, because look at those hit points. Oh, nice. Well, now we can just wear him down, right? He might become unstunned, but we're just gonna fast forward and... Oh, stun locked. Just like we usually are as players. Hilarious. Okay. That's really cool. Iguana. How are iguanas on the offense? Quite strong. Really strong. Mad Pony. Let's keep it like this. We'll keep the spider over the Gurrimp. He's got more hit points anyway, and his damage is slightly higher. Oh, and we'll restart the script to make sure their stats are accurate. All set. Of course, they don't recover their HP or anything. But this should be fine. Igua. Igua's a nice name. What if I could get Ogre and then survive one battle at the peninsula? Wouldn't that be something? Get a giant, or a troll, or a zomble, or a fur wolf. They're so furry. That's not a good fight. No, thank you. Hello there. Welcome to Pirate Town. Could we beat the pirates now? Almost certainly. Then we could get a shark. Let's fight the pirates. These guys have pretty good offense, but they don't hold together well. It's an interesting test, you know, before you have area of effect spells, really. Certainly can't dodge especially well. You know, fun fact. I learned this during part of the analysis I was doing recently. These guys are not resistant to Earth, but Kaizokus are. So I don't know if that's some kind of racism against Japanese people or... Good job, Goo. Okay, Pirate is in the list. We don't need to add Pirate. Let's go do a Sea Battle or two. Sahag, Odd-Eye, Kaizoku, Shark. Shark is the big win, really. Our Sahag could be okay. Bit of a hard fight, though. Especially, they're very evasive, Sahags. I didn't save after those pirates. Oh, and look at them wailing on Ghoul. Wail, because they're sea monsters. Okay. That's what I was kind of counting on when I picked this targeting. Oh, that's nice. Oh no. Okay, we beat Sahag, but if I don't win the fight, I'm not going to add Sahag to the list of available monsters. Seems like everyone should be standing for that to be the case. Not everyone. At least someone. Luckily, these guys are not strong on the offense, and I don't remember what makes enemies heal from paralysis. But it is not working for these folks. There's some kind of weird, obscure formula for it that I remember reading about not even that long ago. Something to do with current hit points or something? Maybe I'm thinking of sleep. Yeah, these guys are evasive. I had said that. Okay, finally. Oh, he didn't stay stunned. But they did stay dead. So that's something. Okay. We'll just pop Buck up into town. And we can add our Sahag, which are pretty buff, actually. And Sahag, who are not that buff, but more so than the spider. But I think for our team, we're going to want kind of this now. Or maybe this. Yeah, that's a little better. The people on top, you need to be your tanky monsters. So this is the way it's going to be. The Arsahag's nice because reasonable hit points for early game. 8 absorb is nice, but they remain evasive like the Sahags too. So Um, grab a couple more sea monsters, maybe? Getting Ogre would be cool. If I were to get Ogre, I'd feel pretty confident taking a run at the peninsula. And then, I mean, there's no real progression, so nothing's going to hold me up from going into the Marsh Cave. You idiots again. No thanks. The monsters have actual luck values. They're calculated. They're based on low morale, so it's actually kind of funny because the weak and early game monsters are mostly better at running away than the late game monsters. There are some exceptions to that. Luck had to be a contrived stat, whereas intelligence and agility actually exist in the Pixel remaster, so I just used those values. Arsa. Doing kind of the same thing here. Making all my harder hitting monsters affect one Kaizoku and kind of hoping that Ghoul can stun the other. It was somewhat purposeless in this case. Working great. Igawa does not actually have 130 hit points. You know, I did a fight, I gained a level, but that was pretty pointless. Oh, you know what? That wasn't completely pointless, because we got Kaizoku. Kaizoku will not be useful to us. Kaizoku's point of existence in this game is to give us money. Wait a second. 50 HP, 14 damage, 6 absorb. I could think about using them instead of Mad Pony, but I'm gonna not. Here, Sharky, Sharky, Sharky. There we are. It was funny looking because I held the fast forward button for a fraction of a second there. Here's what we're gonna do. Everybody pile on this Sahag, except Ghoul. You're gonna attempt to stun the shark. And it worked! It did exactly what I said. Oh, goodness. Oh, the shark recovered. Hey, maybe it is hit points. Everybody missed the Sahag. That's kind of lame. Kind of terrible and improbable. It's happening again. That was a good hit. Okay, Shark's gonna have a home on my team for a while. Shark. 22 damage. They don't have any absorb. So I mean, maybe I want to replace Mad Pony? The thing I guess you would want to watch out for in this situation is lightning attacks, but I'm not going to encounter any lightning attacks for a while. So instead I actually get a pretty buff Shark Buddy. Does this buff Shark Buddy make me want to go to the peninsula? You know, going to the peninsula might kind of undermine the game a little bit, but it sure would be fun to have a Frostwolf. This is the part where we buy the potions. Great, right? I checked to see if this old emulator version happens to allow me to reduce the speed of the fast forward so you can actually follow, like if it were double speed instead of like as fast as it can be rendered speed. But that was not an option, so. Alright. I'm gonna take a run at the peninsula and see what happens. We'll learn something. Nothing else. Oh, come on! How come nobody here knows how to hit a Gurib? Shark, you're literally supposed to be biting these people all in half. It's your job. You're a shark. Okay. Char. Good job, Char. Okay, this is opportunity. This could be better than our Sahag. Better on the offense? Probably. Oh, and we stunned it, so here we go. This is a freebie battle. I'm pretty sure ogres have some absorb. Nice base hit points. Their attack is, I mean, you worry when you encounter them at like level 3 in the actual game, but... Ogre. 18 damage? Yeah. That's better. This is what we like. This is good. Yeah. Okay. This is about as good as the team could conceivably be right now. And we're at the Neop. So we go into a fight here, and if we die, it's not really a big deal. But if we can beat a pack of... Whoa. Something's wrong with this guy's HP bite. Look at that. I think we're dead. But let's see. I might have to fast forward. If I get a stun on this guy, I can win, but it's just going to take a million years, give or take. Okay, that was 110 damage. Paralyzed. Let's see what happens. Fast forward, fighting. It would be so stupid if I got a Tyro right now. That feels wrong. So, I mean, this is the point of going to the peninsula. But, come on, that's not how it's supposed to go. Oh, 65 damage. Its absorb isn't crazy, but its hit points are. Barnarnars. This is gonna ruin the game. You know, I'm gonna check it off, but I'm not gonna use it because it just seems wrong. But consider it checked off. Let's give what's his face some heals. Okay, that was funny. Okay, what we're really looking for is, like, the Frostwolves would be my favorite. This is probably too hard for us. But I said that last time, too. Ooh. What we might be learning here is that Stun Touch itself is absurdly overpowered. And that maybe that's why status effects as weapons were not given to the player in this game. He'll have the paralyze on the Zombo. I was thinking that wasn't going to work because status attacks in this game actually do have an element. I mean, the game isn't forthright about mechanics because that wasn't a thing anyone was thinking of in the late 80s. But, I mean, Final Fantasy I was a little bit of an original D&D simulator, you know? It took liberally, and so the way its status effects work is kind of like saving throws. Like you roll a number against a table, and there's a magic defense value that's obscured from the player. And but I believe status effects all have elements. Like I'm pretty sure that the stun touch is considered a status element that boss enemies, for example, can't be affected by. Or at least that's the idea. I wonder if the Troll's regen works. I mean, regeneration is pretty bad in this game. But you can see their HP goes up. I think we're gonna win this, and this whole run is gonna feel stupid. That's how I'm feeling about it at the moment. But, an outcome's an outcome, right? It doesn't make sense to me that 4 monsters with a minor HP bonus can stomp the game. It doesn't make sense. I don't even have any useful abilities yet. Like, I got 4 monsters. I've fought way more than 4 monsters. With a couple heal potions, I just beat a Tyro, a Zomble, and 2 Trolls. That's not how this game is supposed to go. So, Zomble... Like, if I actually put in these monsters, a Tyro, a Zomble, a Troll. At this point, the game would be just absurd. Look at the Troll. 24 or 3 hits of 24 damage. It's not how this is meant to happen. I guess no part of this is how this is meant to happen. Okay, Frostwolves. I did not get Frostwolves. This is not gonna go well, and I don't think I can run. That was me dying. And fast-forwarding the whole thing and reloading the 10 save. Oh. This is too many Frostwolves. This is way too many Frostwolves. Okay, this is a bad idea. I don't know, the Tyro part's okay. Yeah, okay. That's us dying. I mean, 4 Frostwolves? Sure. Can you get packs of 4 Frostwolves here? Oh. I think maybe what we've learned is we shouldn't be pushing our luck here anyway. And that abusing this probably isn't adding to the fun factor, so I should get out of here. That's my thought anyway. Okay, that was really quite absurd what happened. Ooh, Werewolf, that's new. That's new and somewhat interesting. Let's have our strong friends beat up these Gurrimps, and our ghoul will attempt to paralyze the werewolf. And it worked. Well, it partly worked. It turns out the rest of the squad can't beat up Gurrimps. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Igua. Alright. We can add Werewolf. Is Werewolf useful? 14 damage, 6 absorb? Not really, no. It would be kind of fun to play with Regeneration or Poison Touch, but neither of those are really going to be a difference maker. We actually don't have Gurwolf yet either. Which is a hilarious name, I know. We had Wolf ages ago. We're not interested in Wolf. Nice. Okay. We'll concentrate fire on this silly Gurwolf, which is a Warg Wolf in the newer translations. And then we'll take out this stunned fella. I don't really like fighting wolves in Final Fantasy 1. I find them to be, especially when you have very limited area of effect, they're time consuming to fight, and they are not very wealthy for some reason. So it doesn't feel like a profitable set of battles. Okay. We have gained the ability to use Gurwolf, but I don't think we have a reason to use Gurwolf. 72 HP is pretty good, 14 damage, no absorb rating. Okay. Lip. Okay. I should probably buy more consumables. It was actually really nice having those tents. It would be cool if I could, like, go to that area beside Elfland and, if I could get a Geist. It's like a ghoul, but a little better. They have good hit points. Accident. Look at all the money I got from those wealthy peninsula enemies. Can't believe I beat a Tyro. That just makes the rest of the game useless. If I'm struggling with Astos and I bring a friggin' dinosaur to the fight, it's ridiculous. This game does not usually let you wield dinosaurs. Okay. I don't want to fight you. Good job, Shar. Shar the Shark. I don't want to fight you any more than I did last time. Although I would like it if you had an eyeball friend. Where's your eyeball friend at? I don't really want to do this fight either. Final Fantasy 1, more than any other game in the series, or most modern games, at least in the JRPG genre, is a very resource management type game. Running from battles is just a sensible thing to do sometimes. Oh, we got sneak attacked. This is being a little less glitchy than it was last time I tested it, and I think that has to do with I've got a different set of applications running because I'm not testing this anymore. Where's my odd eye at? Here, odd eye. You know, maybe I should just rush the Marsh Cave, because there's the odd eye. Like, I don't know exactly what else I need to do to prepare. It's not like I'm grinding for mithril swords or whatever. Getting the odd eye is nice because of the stun. I was actually thinking, if worst came to worst, did I say it right? Then I thought that the odd eye's gaze ability would be a nice thing to use against Astos. Still believe that. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go to Caneria, we're gonna sleep at the inn, we're gonna load up with heal potions. If I remember correctly, the item shop in Elfland doesn't have heal potions at the top of the list, so it's annoying to buy them there. Especially if you have a nice emulator turbo feature on your very primitive version of this game. Primitive version of the game, but, you know, the primitive version is for the less primitive people. Or I need to say that to convince myself, because I don't know. When you play newer versions, having played the old ones, you're like, why did they make this game for total babies? Because every new port of this game gets, like, just a little bit easier, except for every so often they add just these bizarre tweaks, like multiplying the end boss's HP by, like... They made him, like, 10 times stronger in the Pixel Remaster, I think. And then it's silly, because, like, the game's balance, and then you get to the end, and it's just this enormous difficulty spike. And what's funny about that is the end boss was always hard. That was not a part of the game they needed to make harder. Oh, there's a little processing hang up. Okay. Okay. Is there, like, obviously we don't need weapons or armor, because we're monsters. But is there a reason to buy any consumables here? Like, there are no new consumables we need, right? There's no enemies that can petrify us. Ooh, that's an adventure. Okay. We can buy a single soft potion. Okay, heals are at the top of the list, so that whole trip back was pretty stupid. Anyway, let's attempt the Marsh Cave. I've got some pure potions. We'll be good. We're probably not going to get poisoned as much as humans would anyway, because of the way magic defense works in this game. Monsters have really high magic resistance compared to player characters. I mean, we have yet to suffer a status effect, right? Or no, that's not true. The ogre got stunned by the odd eyes. I'm filled with lies. What are you doing, you weird, weird cat? We got poisoned just now. Ghoul is poisoned. Ghouls aren't supposed to get poisoned. There's no immunity in this game, but if the... What the... Was freaky? Okay. But, okay. So if status attacks, if touch attacks have an element that should be the status element, undead enemies should be resisting the status element. Now, it's hard to say if that's a bug or an improbable thing happened. Because that's completely possible what happened. You know what? I should probably... I like the idea of getting arachnids. I don't like the idea of fighting arachnids. Let's fight arachnids. That's why I don't like the idea of fighting arachnids, by the way, the poison. They don't have especially high damage, at least not the way I remember it. Okay. Oh, this stun touch is glorious. Having a ghoul is the best. Iguana's poison, no one else is. Oh, actually. Here. Y'all gang up on this one. You try and stun this one too. Eight times 3 damage. 8 times 3 is weak. Like, when enemies have absorb ratings, 8 isn't much to do actual damage, but 3 hits with a chance to stun is nice. Okay. Could arachnids be useful? They only have 64 base HP. They do poison, but I don't actually know if poison even works on enemies in this game. This is a weird thing, is player characters have no ability to inflict poison in Final Fantasy 1. The status flag acts weird at the end of battle for, that's not even because of the monster script, that's just the flags change. Okay. Alright, we will add Arachnid to the list. Arachnid joins the survivors. 5 damage, 12 absorb! Their damage is awful, but they're actually kind of interesting. I don't think I want to use them. Okay. Good job, Igwa. Okay. I think we're gonna ignore the treasure and beeline the wizards. 4 wizards would be a stretch for my team, I think. 2 wizards would be easy. So, okay, this is interesting. Because Scum is really cool. But I don't know how to beat it. Scum is one of the tankiest monsters literally in the game. It's got like 255 defense or something like that. It's got an elemental weakness, maybe even 2, but the fact that it's basically immune to physical attacks means it could be tempting to just put it in the front of the team. Let it sit there and be pretty useless. Where the problem with that is, as I said, like, doing 24 damage to it is going to be very hard for this team. We might be waiting around for a critical hit. Pardon me. Which is fine. Oh, the stun touch is so good. A little too good. Not as good as a Tyro, but good. Yeah, see, we're going to be doing a lot of 1 damage to it, but it's fine. When Ghoul attacks, it's doing 3 hits of 1 damage for the whopping total of 3 damage. Glorious. Wow, a critical hit, okay. I took a screenshot at a bad time, so that's cool. Alright. We have... That was Scum, right? Yeah, 255 absorb. And 1 damage. It might be kind of neat putting this guy in against the wizards. Let's try it. Let's try it for a bit. So, even just changing it like that is gonna completely destroy the first guy's HP, right? It's not gonna go to 24, but it's gonna go down because we got our level bonuses and our monster bonuses. Oh, Ghoul's poisoned. We got, you know, low hit points, but really good absorb. 1 hit rate. That's really good. We can also see what it looks like if we're able to poison an enemy. This floor's layout got adjusted a little bit in Pixel Remaster. Oh, gargoyles. That's fun. Oh, the scum sprite looks good. Ooh, these guys are tough. Four hits for 4 damage. Oh, they did poison! Oh, that's fun. Is it gonna do anything? Let's watch his hit points. I can't quite see it right now. 37? It was impossible to tell if anything happened. Because he took damage when the turn ended. Okay. I think we're set. but we took a lot of damage. La, 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 la. Yeah, the HP rate out on the enemies is currently completely illegible. Oh, look at that. That's cool. The stun icon and the poison icon show up at the same time. He got unstunned. Alright. Oh, that's good. Gargoyles could be useful. It absorbed 12 times 4 damage. Aid absorb. I think they're better than an ogre. They're so good on the offense. Okay. We're gonna ignore the fact that we can use heal potions on undead friends. Alright. Ooh. Crawl, eh? This is so many enemies. I don't think this is what I should do. But if I can get rid of the bones and stun these guys... Crawl damage is terrible. Let's see, my gargoyle got stunned and then unstunned there. Alright, alright. I haven't been watching my texts. One of my kids is out, so it would be nice to just be alert here. Okay. Do I want to grab some treasure? I don't know. I'm not going to come all the way back here for treasure. Is this iron armor? Because when I played Pixel Remaster, it was really frustrating that this wasn't iron armor. I'm serious about that. Oh, I didn't, by the way, check off Crawl. Is Crawl gonna be better than Ghoul? Nah. Lots of hit points, very bad damage. Ghoul's damage is still useful. This fight's a lot like that fight, but there's an R-bone in here too. I don't really want to fight it, but I want to accumulate monsters, so I guess we'll do it. At least the bones are... They're fodder now, right? Oh, that R-bone's pretty mean on the offense. Oh, that's nice. See, I don't think that should really be possible. Something would seem to be up with the status effect routine, but it's hard to say what. Okay. Scum's not recovering. Luckily, he's still buff. He's a buff Scum. Cool. Don't really need to heal the buff Scum, but need to heal the Gargoyle. And the Ghoul, probably. Alright. Do I want more treasure? The treasure's pretty pointless here. Especially when it's friggin' empty rooms. Oh no! Whoa! These guys are too mean. I don't want to fight them right now. I'm worried they're gonna make my my wizard bid not good. Look at all the damage they did to these guys. Yeah, okay, we're gonna beeline the wizards. Because you know what? The game changes when we get Astos. And we will. Ghoul can make Astos reasonably possible, I think. I don't want to fight these guys either. Good job, Shark. I actually thought that was the wizard room, but... What? Have I misplaced the wizard room? Where's my mini-map? I need the modern gaming conveniences. Oh, classic. I do not want to fight this battle. Which seems to be somewhat of a recurring theme. It also seems like Shark is very good at running away. Okay. If we get 2 ghouls, this is going to be easy. If we get more than 2 ghouls, we really want them to... or sorry, I meant wizards. Okay. We're going to see if Ghoul can stun one. And if they target Scum the whole time, we're set. Oh, they didn't. Wizards are probably a really good candidate for me. Holy crap. Because they have very high absorb. Oh yeah, doing damage to these guys is awful. Gargoyle died. Yeah, poison does not seem to work. Okay, 3 paralyzed wizards. You would think this would be okay now. Their damage is so mean. Okay, we did not paralyze the remaining wizard. But he attacked Scum. Whoa! 101 damage! Should I bring a Tyro? This is going to be a silly fight. What if I... Okay, all 4 are stunned. You think I can just fast forward this and win? If any of them get healed, it's going to be a bloodbath. But if they just... Oh, one of them got healed. Uh-oh. They're all coming out of paralysis. And my new paralysis isn't sticking. We're gonna lose. Gonna have to do Marsh Cave again. Does that mean we retain some of our Marsh Cave monsters? I think it does, because we beat the battles. We did defeat those enemies. Oh, this is terrible. You know, if there were 2, this would have gone different. Oh, Scum died. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that was a big old fail. Oops. Ah! Zombies. How delightful. The zombies are useless to us, but, you know, we get to add them to the list. I was thinking about hunting them down before. It's funny that it still shows paralyzed on a turn where I defeat them. Does that happen in normal gameplay? There's no such thing as a status attack in normal gameplay. Add zombie to the list, which is almost just for fun. I've left Scum in the lead. I guess that's going to be okay. Oh, a Muck. Okay. The Muck is seeming to resist the paralysis pretty well. Oh, but then the Muck got poisoned. Or the Scum did. What carried me through one of these the first time was getting a critical hit. But really, I kind of know I'm gonna win. They're annoying, they're not hard. Okay. Yeah, it's funny, the status flag goes to dead right at the end of battle, but the person is not actually dead. It's funny that the gargoyle seems like... I'm not gonna say weak, but like, vulnerable, I guess? Because they aren't. Free money. Not that I really need it. That's pretty easy. Although it looks like Gargoyle took some damage. Yeah, we get fewer wizards. I think we can win against the wizards. We found a house. Gargoyles 8 absorb. Still getting really quite rattled by regular attacks though. Oh, and look, the gargoyle got stunned. Oh, good. Oh, all better. The HP overlay starts to look really sloppy with certain hit point values next to each other at least. Oh, that's funny. Okay. I don't think that there's some big strategic thing I can pull related to the wizards other than like getting fewer wizards. That's fewer wizards. Oh no! My stunner got killed on first action of the battle. That's rotten. Well, let's see what happens. Well, they're mostly targeting scum, which is wonderful. Okay, one wizard down. One Pisco demon down. Alright. The gargoyle got walloped, but we took a big bite out of him. We get down to 1. We got a pretty good shot as long as Scum stays in. Scum is terrible, but you got the high absorb rating. You can't really complain about it. Good. Getting there. Come on. One damage. Perfect. Ooh, shark got hit again. Okay. Oh, gargoyle got killed. I don't know if this is gonna happen. We'd have to get pretty lucky. There's one hit against Shark and he can take it out. But if Shark gets a crit... Okay, Shark died. This is pretty impossible at this point. I think. You know, it's funny, because if it took poison damage, that would actually make a difference. Oh, shadows. That's Not useful, but interesting. So here I go, trying again with no particular change in strategy. It's gonna be great. Why can't the wizards be as weak as the shadows? We win. Okay, we will add shadows to our repertoire. Yeah, they're not going to be useful. The only real effect they have is they're like the only monster that causes blindness. Outside of the dark spell, which a few monsters do have, but magic's pretty rare in the game on the whole. I'm getting lazier because this is attempt 3, right? Ooh, pretty sound. Besides Peninsula monsters, I can't think of a monster we have access to that would just crush wizards. Maybe those Arbones? Did I look at Arbones? Did I beat an Arbone? I did beat an Arbone. 26 damage. 12 absorb. Well, that's actually better than the shark. Okay, that might be a little bit of a swing. The high HP is nice. The absorb is kind of nice. Alright. I'm gonna feel silly if I didn't beat an Arbone, but I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. Now we get the 2 friggin' wizards. Okay. Hey, Arbone looks great. Big hit on Gargoyle. Okay. Great. I'm putting the Gargoyle attack in the first one because I'm like, I need hits. I need something to connect. And he did 24 damage to the other wizard on the previous... Oh. It's almost like my monster team is screwing with me right now. There we go. Okay. Get the crown. Don't walk away from the crown. And let's get out of here. Maybe I should heal up. The scorpions were pretty mean. Scorpions would be a difference maker if I needed it. I should have thought about heal potions when I got the loot. It's always nice to have heal potions in the top left slot. May as well. Big money. It is not actually big money. Okay. $64 damage, that's what we wanted. This new team's pretty good. I kind of like this Arbone. I wonder if regeneration works on him. Haven't been paying attention to that. He has 165 hit points. Still 165. When the round ends, does it tick up? No, it doesn't work. That'd be neat. Okay. I don't want to use Garland for reasons I said earlier. And I don't want to use the actual 4 fiends. But I'm otherwise okay using bosses, because... I don't know. The 4 fiends are way stronger than other enemies. They're going to unbalance things. These guys are so weak, they'll actually be kind of fun to fight. The whole reason they exist is basically for blindness, which is funny, because the only thing you fight while blind is basically these guys. It looks like they did just critical me, so maybe I should shut my big face, but... Seeing as I don't need any kind of, like, recovery, I can probably just keep using tents outside of Astos' castle until I'm fully healed, which sounds silly. And then go to Astos without having to go back to town. Okay, we got a lot of monsters in there. Not all of them. We didn't do the scorpions, but we'll have another chance to fight scorpions later on. I should also probably change Scum to something else. The slime enemies tend to have elemental weaknesses. I don't remember what Scum's is. Is he strong against ice? If he's strong against ice, he might be amazing. But I mean, Astos, you're not worried about the physicals, so I might want to pop Iguana back in there, or Ogre. Or Shark. Maybe Shark. Do. Or Odd Eye, and I could stun Astos. But I'm already probably going to stun Astos. Do. No thanks, you unprofitable canines. Do I want to switch Scum? Damage 10 absorb. Damage 12 absorb. Okay. Taking a run at Astos. Not the first boss in the game. Why did I bother introducing that? I don't know. Okay. What are we going to do against Astos? What we're hoping for, really, is nobody dies on turn 1, which, frankly, is a bit in our favor. And if Ghoul can stun him, it's going to be awesome. I'm not too worried about his physicals, because I never am. Magdef. Yeah, our Magdef's pretty good. Oh my god. Stunned him on turn 1. Oh, he's better. Still, stopping turn 1 is nice. Our damages might be going to be a little on the poor side. Nice job, Arbone. Oh, stunned him again. And he stayed stunned. I don't really have, like, combat options, but Astos is gonna give me some combat options. He has magic. And magic, the way magic is implemented in this particular script is super cool. So far, I guess we could say this has gone well, but we are having trouble penetrating his defenses. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, we're in a little bit of danger this turn. Same danger we were in turn 1, really. And paralyzed again. So Arbone has the highest actual damage rating, right? Yeah. Oh, rub. He rubbed, but it was ineffective. That means his next spell that's going to come up is going to be Ice 2. Which is a little scary, but we're all going to weather it just fine. If the elemental stuff is actually implemented, then Arbonne and Ghoul both resist ice spells. Oh. Isn't that interesting? I got his spell order wrong. Slow 2 came out. Okay, Ghoul is slow, which means fewer chances to paralyze. But seeing as we've taken off about 75% of his hit points, I think we're probably still fine. And for that matter, the paralysis still worked. Right now, the status icons are actually indicating that he's paralyzed but hasted, which is actually a valid combination in this game, as strange as it sounds. Nice. Okay, that's very exciting. Very exciting. I'm not even kidding. Astos. We'll throw, like, Arbonne in the lead, I guess? Or we could even go back to using Scum. $40 absorb. That's not even the best part. The best part is that he has magic. It's going to be super cool to use. Well, maybe it won't be super cool to use, because his first 2 spells are Rub and Slow 2. I don't know. When you see Astos in this game and you see him cast Rub and instantly kill someone, you're like, I want to be able to do that. But it turns out that Save or Suck spells have a chance to suck. So, okay, well, this is a nice opportunity for us. Because we don't have Asp yet. Oh, sweet. We also don't have Creep yet. Do we? Do we? Let's try and take out the creeps. And paralyze the ogre. Okay, yeah, Slow 2 is of questionable value to us, certainly right now. Kind of does nothing to these enemies. Pretty strong. Yeah, let's get rid of that crap. Fur 2. Oh, Fur 2. I thought Ice 2 came up fast. Why am I used to Ice 2? What version of the game does that? Also, why did I bother attacking the creep when he was going to take 100 damage? Oh, whatever. That's awesome. Okay. Having Astos is fun. Let's go visit Matoya. Oh, I should check off Creep if I didn't already. You can see we all got our 1 bonus HP for that. Alright, I'm looking forward to that working. One day, maybe. Good job, Goo. I noticed in Pixel Remaster that you can no longer board a ship from land that isn't a port. Oh, you know what'd be nice is a multi-target spell. It's sleepy time on Halloween. That's why I had a pop when I started, because I was like, I need to caffeinate. How long until I'm slinging damaging effects? That's fun. This was not a useful fight. Really, I just want to get more use out of Astos' spells. I was trying to have fun here. Having access to haste is cool. It's only really going to matter in, like, boss fight situations. Getting through that many spells is a little on the tough side, especially considering Slow 2, it can matter in some fights, but not most. Anytime there's an enemy that does one attack, Slow 2 is purposeless. Wait a second. Alright. Got the crown. I have the crystal. Why am I forgetting the fetch quest? This is one of those, like, deeply internalized things for me. Or it should be. If there's anything I were ever going to remember my whole life, it's this game, which I don't know if that's sad or happy. I do kind of worry about the way... This is a weird thing. Modern young people remember things. There's a weird situation with a few different students I teach now, where it's just like... No, I've probably had this rant before. There's a lot of people who, like, aren't okay with having questions, because it's so easy to get answers now. And when you don't have questions, you have no way to, like... You don't learn how to, you could say, investigate. There's no desire to find things out. And I don't know if that is like a version of learned helplessness, something that happened in the wake of COVID lockdown, something that happened with the advent of generative AI. Really not sure, but there's so many of these times recently when I say something, and with students I have to say that thing again within 3 minutes. And I'm sure teachers have... That's probably one of those things where if you found texts from the 20s, there would be school teachers writing about the children today don't remember anything or whatever. I'm sure that's a thing. But it really does feel... Like, I'm a mid-career person now, you know? I am firmly mid-career. I've got some years behind me in what I'm doing, and things feel different, so... and it's not everyone. We're gonna try and erase this shark. Oh, cool. We erased a shark. There are not that many people who can say that they have erased a shark. Yeah, inns are funny because they're saving and healing, but we don't have any use for magic points in the whole game, actually. All of our magic is done using the monster's magic cycles, which is one of the super cool things that Fat Rat Knight figured out. Oh yeah. That was a fast forward, or a turbo, as they call it. Turbo. With my Mystic Key, I can get the illustrious Silver Hammer, $400, $300, Copper Gauntlet. It's all just money to me. I certainly don't see the reason to go back to the Marsh Cave or the Northwest Castle. But we do have to go to the Cornerian Treasure Room and the Dwarf Cave Treasure Room. We may as well do the Temple of Fiends, I guess. Oh, nice. We erased an ogre. Erase is a cool word to use in a death spell. Whoa. Everything just went weird. So we have some magic, but we do not have party wipes. Nor do I think that Astos really gives us much of a path to beating the Frost Wolves. Although maybe we could beat the Frost Wolves now. I mean... Arbone's pretty tough and resists ice. That'd be neat. These guys got the drop on me? Come on now. Amazing! We found Captain America. This thing got the drop on me too? What? Maybe Arbone is not a very good party leader. The chance for success for sneak attacks is based on your luck and agility. And luck is a calculated value based on morale, so that's going to act a little weird at endgame. But agility is just... it's out of Pixel Remaster, but it's also a calculated value, seemingly. Okay, this is a little on the hard side. I wonder if I can erase one. Slow 2 could actually be useful here because these guys have so many hits. Nice. Oh, he's not nearly as effective now. Hey, this is actually great. Oh, Ghoul died. We're gonna have to fight this again, unfortunately. Because that's a spiked square. I also didn't get the treasure, so better remember to get that. I wonder, could Astos just win this fight completely on his own? Whoa. The old one hit point situation. Coming here for treasure was pretty pointless. I feel a little silly not getting treasure, but at the same time, I don't know. I like getting treasure. I'm a little bit just compelled to get treasure. And in a lot of areas, it's going to mean like that's an opportunity for me to meet new monsters. Meet hot new monsters in my area. Oh, thanks. I left Gargoyle at 1 hit point. That was kind of dumb. I'm probably still going to do that. In fact, I think we're just going to run from fights from now on. We can run from these, right? Good. Okay, we have looted without a loot. There's a lot of short interval turboing happening here. Okay. I could probably, like, dump a ton of money into potions really quickly. Because what else am I going to spend my money on? Which is funny, because, you know, using potions is still kind of a pain in the butt. Oh well. How are we doing on our potion quantity? 63. Sure. Accidents. Oh, that was all my swords? Okay. That's every armor I've accumulated, apparently. So I didn't pick up the iron armor last time, but that's fine. We're gonna get a couple others very, very soon. I mean, it doesn't do anything for us. I make it sound like it's exciting. It is not exciting. Getting treasure is, a little bit silly for us, but, you know, this is a fetch questy part of the game where we kind of need to go to a bunch of treasure rooms anyway. I could be saving up money for an eventual bottle. Okay. That was 2 more weapons and 2 more armors, right? But nothing worth a lot of money. With the TNT, we can go visit our dwarfy friends. The dwarves. That's who our dwarfy friends are. Oh my goodness. Do you see what I did? What a nincompoop I am. You know, it's easy to think, like, what a noob move that was. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm perfectly at peace with making mistakes. But, it is funny thinking that's a silly mistake to make, and I'm okay with feeling that way, too. What's funny, though, is this is not a way someone has played this game before. So the mistakes are all new. The processes are all new. The fact that I need to go to town to heal is almost sort of weird. Maybe eventually I won't. I mean, I don't have access to the item command, so there will be no heal staff in this playthrough. However, there are some late game enemies that cast healing spells. It might mean having to go through their spell cycle a little bit, but it's not that bad. Good job, team. Not a worthwhile battle. Oh, Arbo got paralyzed. Poor Arbo. name Arby. Is that a short form for another name? Oh, Jesus, cat. Because I was kind of thinking, I was going to that thing where Australian people, when they nickname people, everything ends in you know, E or O. Mikey or Maiko, Davey or Davo. That thing. That's an Australian thing, right? Maybe it's an everybody thing, and I'm just not. I don't have any friends. But, I was thinking, if there were a person named Arby, and you were giving them one of those rugby nicknames or whatever it is, it'd be Arbo. But is Arby already a nickname? I think it might be. Anyway, I'm hoping I can have this mystery solved. Maybe all the Arbos out there can get in touch with me and let me know. Okay, aggressive love cat. Yep. Cool. Once again, may as well get all the treasure. We're here. There's nothing here we crucially need. There's no key item or anything. The cat gives really good hugs. But he also likes to put his claws into my neck and shirts. I've thrown out more shirts in like the last year and a half than probably in the previous 20 years of my life. I had all these old t-shirts, and so many of them are gone because of this cat, whose combination of like he's an affectionate guy, and that's great. But I don't know. He does a number on my clothes. Could not erase the creep. Right now there's a claw in my neck. I don't like it. You know what else is weird though is hating cats. I know a few people who hate cats. You can not like cats, but how can you like get mad at a whole species? Yeah, the guy puts his claws in my neck. Humans do a lot of dumb things too. More humans have hurt me than cats, right? Ow. Actually, the bigger thing is, this guy loves me so much that he pokes me gently in the neck. As one does. But, you know, there's a lot of people who also stay in relationships with people that cause much greater harm than tiny kitty claws in the neck. Okay, so, do we have access to anything amazing right now? We have Melmond region monsters and Crescent Lake region monsters. But some of the Crescent Lake monsters are hard. Ow. We could probably go see if we could get a giant. That would be nice. Or maybe I should try and get a Frost Wolf. Or an Earth Elemental. That might be good. But having the stun is so good, I don't really want to replace Ghoul. Dude, no. Okay, cat love time is over. I often think about what life would be like if this cat were an actual tiger. Oh, hey. Doing my favorite challenge party comp. Yeah, definitely different than that. Saw the Black Mages, yeah. Okay, Ogre, that's new to us. That could be maybe useful. I didn't see those chat messages when they came in. It is funny to think that someone could be looking at this and thinking, oh, normal playthrough. No, this is not a normal playthrough. Okay, we will try to stun the ogre. The one who stuns the ogre will be named champion. Okay, get down. Alright. I'm not wasting a turn casting Slow 2 on monsters with one hit. The Jolly Green Giant is down. Also, he's not as jolly as they said he was. I wonder if Bull might be interesting. Okay, let's have a look at Ogre. What would be your favorite JRPG? What would be my favorite JRPG? You know, I waffle between three main ones. I go back and forth. The three in question are Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, and Phantasy Star 4 is the slight outlier, which I think is pretty special. It's got a progression a lot like Final Fantasy 4, actually. And the game design is, I don't know, not that remarkable. Yeah, 4 is great. Again, that's one of those games where, like, there's not a... When you get into the nitty-gritty, there is such a thing as build in Final Fantasy 4. 6 and 7 and 5 definitely allow for that. I am starting to find Gargoyle a little too squishy. I think I might switch this to Arbonne. For that matter, Ghoul is super squishy, and I'd really like to replace him with a Geist. I think there's some Geists that live in here. Or Vampire. Vampire can stun, right? Look at the funny little Ogre. Yeah, I like... I don't know. I don't dislike 4. I like 4 a lot. In fact, there probably was a time when I would have called it absolutely my favorite. I go in and out of what I'm thinking, I guess. Okay. The idea of being able to build your favorite characters every spell in the game. Yes, I do like that about 6. 6 is the one I was... A couple of my kids got really interested in it recently. We were playing, not long ago, some Pixel remasters. We got Chance to Strike first. That's awesome. Let's see if we can erase a giant. We didn't stun the giant. We erased a giant. That's so cool. Okay. Yeah, my kids were playing Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI is really quite great. Yeah. And my favorite changes, you know? It's what I'm thinking. It's even what I want. Like, they're different enough experiences in gaming. There's also a lot of games... This is a funny thing. That you can tell me what you think about this. How about the idea of, I really like this game, but I don't want to play it right now? I don't know if that's an unusual thing, but I feel that way about a lot of games a lot of the time. Like, I really like Valkyrie Profile. I don't always want to play Valkyrie Profile. And like Tactics is like that. I don't always want to play Final Fantasy Tactics. It takes a little bit of time to ease into that one. Or you don't want to play it when you don't have a lot of time. Yeah. I get a lot of that, especially now that I have so many games. Yes, see, that's a funny thing is, when I was a kid, maybe, I don't know how old you are, but, you know, when you bought maybe 2 games a year, you would have some level of intimacy, but not in a gross way with those games. You would get to know things pretty darn well when you were spending that kind of time with them. And that is different now. Oh, yeah. 38 damage, 240 HP. We're turning into a giant team here. This is great. Oh, the giant looks awful. You played what you had rented for the weekend. That's true. Sometimes a weekend rental would legitimately sell you a game eventually, too. I know that happened to me a few times. And sometimes the games that I came to like are games that are like, I would never actually have thought I should buy this game. But the rental actually convinced me. There are some pretty bad games that I still kind of love. A notable one is... a notable one is... Well, I maybe like kind of a lot of bad games. But there was one I rented called Harley's Humongous Adventure. About a kid scientist who got shrunk. And it was a Super Nintendo side-scroller. And it was such a bad side-scroller, the sound was pretty awful. The graphics were made using a Donkey Kong Country-like process where, you know, models were rendered and then turned into sprites. So it has this weird plasticky look to everything. Ended up buying Civilization on SNES. I never played Civilization on SNES, and I'm probably thankful for that. I actually bought Civ Revolution on DS, and I could not get into it, which is funny, because it was almost closer to classic Civilization. My favorite game in this Civilization series remains 4, and it's hard to say what it is about 4 that will draw me back in. Speaking of games I could go back to at pretty much any point. That's one of them. If I find myself with, you know, an evening and nothing to do, I can make an evening disappear with Civilization 4 at pretty much any point. That said, an evening with nothing to do is rather rare for me. FF6 frustrated me so much as a kid because I couldn't get Savin's Blitz working right. Beat that one boss and waste my rental. Yeah, that would be really annoying. Like, the things like the FAQ specifically about blitzing properly, like that's a little bit funny. But the idea of wasting your rental because of something not explained very well in the game, or, you know, it's somewhat explained in the manual, but game rentals didn't always give you manuals. So some of my places that I would go to as a kid, they would give out manuals. At least one of them would do a thing where they photocopied the manual and gave you the photocopy, because I think otherwise they found their manuals were getting stolen. I feel like I fought something new there. Did I fight something new? Part I hate about FF6 when you have to split into 3 storylines. It can drag because one of the 3 storylines sucks, and one of the 3 storylines is too long. We need a clinic, and Melmond does not have a clinic. I'll heal anyway, because we're not hurting for cash. Yours gave out original manuals, read them on the walk back from some. That was always my favorite thing about just buying a new game. Saying my favorite thing is a little bit silly. It was not my favorite thing. I like playing the game. But I remember the feeling of buying a new game you're so excited for, and like reading the box, reading the manual in the drive home, thinking about what it'll be like to play it. It sounds almost like creepily obsessive, really, with my adult sensibilities. But games are pretty special. They've always been a big part of my life. And it's funny because I think what got me into games in the first place was my 9 years older brother having an Atari 2600 when I was very little. And I think I also had some friends with the NES when it was fairly new in our market. I was a bit late to getting a lot of video games, actually. But I remember obsessing over games before I had them. That's actually my classic story with Final Fantasy 1. Is, in grade 3... a friend of mine brought in, I say friend, not like a good friend, like a dude in my class, brought in the Nintendo Power Final Fantasy Strategy Guide and put it on the classroom bookshelf. And I like read it for like our silent reading period in grade 3. And I was like, this game is so big and so cool. I want to play that. I didn't even own an NES yet. I don't think Game Boy was out, but I got a Game Boy before an NES. It was probably about a year of me kind of like obsessing about Final Fantasy before ever getting to play it, then getting it on Christmas Day in what would have been grade 4 for me, I guess. And I remember waking up on Boxing Day morning, going downstairs in a bathrobe and just camping in front of the TV playing this. Of course, it didn't have monsters in it at the time, not like this. I'm gonna see about getting a Frostwolf. Yeah, Earthbound actually came with a Nintendo Power Strategy Guide. Ghoul is not cutting the mustard anymore. Erased another shark. The brother who I was talking about, who had an Atari 2600, passed away 20 years ago. He died young, but it was a long time ago. He was older than me, so... I actually inherited his 2600, and it's one of the ones on the shelf over there. It's actually up there above Battletoads. What's funny is, I got his NES after he passed away, but for some reason I don't know where the games went. Like, I don't think anyone ever gave me the games. I don't know if they got sold off or what. So now, for years, I've had an Atari 2600 sitting on the shelf and literally no cartridges. Every so often I think about just buying cartridges. Like, we got retro game stores around here. Then I kind of don't know what I want. For me, the most important 2600 games to own are probably Frogger and Moon Patrol. I have pretty good memories of those. Mostly of the music in both of those games. Yeah, I have my original Earthbound cart, but it's basically a loose one. I don't have the box or guide anymore. I don't know where they went. I don't have much complete in box. I let them all go not in box. I guess I never thought of them as collector's items, really. This might be a bad fight. Not when I was a kid, anyway. So... Oh, I didn't reset my stats. I think we might be dying here. But I bought all new cases for my games a few years ago and like printed the cover art for them. So I know it's not the same as complete in box or anything, but you know, I keep them in a fairly good condition for display purposes and whatever. You need less than 100 games to have a full SNES complete set? That's bananas. Holy crap. That's quite a collection. Didn't start up right. Yeah, I had a thing where Chrono Trigger was locking. I thought it was a hardware issue. I'm not sure. The Chrono Trigger I've got now is actually a repro cart that my wife bought me. She didn't know better. At some point in moving, a handful of my best games went missing. Okay, we can win this, but it's not going well or anything. Oh, Goo died. What I'm kind of hoping for is Astos getting Ice 2. Instead, we got a blind ogre, a slow ogre, and a stunned ogre. Slap? Slap is not good. And we're back to Rub. Astos doesn't have Ice 2? I thought Astos always used Ice 2 on me. Maybe I'm just thinking of Lich. Okay, let's just fight. I like that the Guruga's four-letter name is Grog. Used to run an online video game store, sold at conventions. Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm not bashful about the fact that this is obviously running in an emulator to do the script. But when I was doing the testing in my previous stream, I showed off a bunch of the physical versions of Final Fantasy 1 I have. I feel like I've spent a good amount of money on this game. Oh my goodness. Did I Does Astos have really bad morale? A really bad run chance? His luck is 1. I don't think he can run. Okay, let's just see if he wins. I might have gone to the peninsula and not used a 10. There's not really any point in healing. If I make it back to Bravoka, I make it back to Bravoka. Oh, he's a giant now. Okay. Kind of a Final Fantasy fat boy. 5 tattoos. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, we died. Okay. Alright, I was talking about... Well, I already did the... Wait. I did open Melmond in this save, right? It'd be a shame if I hadn't saved for like a really long time. I guess so, seeing as I have Giant on the team. And with proper HP. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm, Final Fantasy is a series I fall in and out of love with it, I don't know. It seems to be almost the whole thing that I've done in my stream and blog, which is funny. Because it's not the only series I love. I don't know, I don't play every JRPG. I find that market pretty full. I also don't play, I don't own very high-end consoles, right? So, I don't know. I haven't played a lot of the newer Final Fantasies. What I did pick up fairly recently was, and this is my first one of these, I got Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Final Bar line, kind of on a whim one day. And it's interesting because my kids have really enjoyed playing that too. When I want to play it, it's almost like I'm saying to myself, it would be cool to just listen to some Final Fantasy music. Also, there's a game here. The gameplay experience doesn't really draw me in. But, you know, just hanging out with the game feels good, so... It is funny playing a game like that with a controller. I had recently learned about, what's that thing called? That arcade game where you touch the outside of the circle and there's a video playing. Min Min or something like that. Some kind of repetitive Japanese word. On a trip to a video game convention. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. But that's what Theatrhythm reminded me of. Okay, these guys are a little bit better than Ghoul, I think. So this is actually a big opportunity for us. Are they better than Ghoul? Barely, but yes. Great news. Okay, let's add Geist to the list. And flip Geist into the party. Just a little bit better. But better. Would a Zomble be... See, this is the funny thing. I came to the Peninsula of Power earlier, and I got... And I'm not even kidding. You can go back in the VOD. I got... My first battle at Peninsula, right out of Provoca, was a Tyro. And I was like, oh my god, we're all dead. And I had Ghoul at the time, and Ghoul stun-locked the Tyro for the whole fight, and I beat the Tyro. And I was like, I can't use that, because that's going to destroy the game for ages. And then in my next fight, I got 2 Trolls and 1 Zomble. And I beat that too, barely. That one was closer. But I actually do have already a couple of powerful Peninsula monsters unlocked. But what I really want, the thing that's missing right now, is a multi-target magic ability. And so I really want Frost Wolves. Like, I don't want to fight these guys. They are going to kick my butt a little bit. I can run from these, right? Oh my. Well, if I can't run from these, maybe it's better off that I die since I just used a cabin. Maybe none of my monsters are good at running. It depends on their luck stat. My lucks are pretty high. I think that this must be unrunnable and I forgot about it. Oh. I don't really want to... I don't want to have to go back to town, so I'd really rather just reload my save. I could reset, I suppose, but... You know, what's funny is if I had just tried to win from the beginning, I probably would have won. We'll see. I don't know. I've beaten that encounter before. Oh, okay. These guys are not useful. That would have been neat. I'm not getting very luck with my my stun touch lately. I wonder if there could be a bug in play, because it seemed like stun touch was working amazingly well for a long time, and now, like, not at all. So, like, I do wonder, could it be loading some errant bite that was making it work amazingly when Ghoul was further up the list, and now it's not when he's further down the list. Kind of like the run behavior. Then again, these late game enemies have very high magic defense, and that includes status resistance. There we go, we won. We beat 3 wyverns. Not a very profitable or useful fight, frankly. Okay, we have tented up. Frost wolves, frost wolves, frost wolves, frost wolves. You're not frost wolves. In fact, this is, again, a pretty terrible fight. We're gonna fast forward. Or whatever this is called. Turbo. Geist just got walloped. He can stun. Good. Geist died. Yeah, I don't know about this. I think I'll hit a reset here. Whoa, that's cool. You can see how the script works now. Alright. That giant just did 63 damage to my giant, but my giant doesn't do 63 damage to that giant. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just undo this. Let's just get out of here. Where are the frost wolves at? Looks good. It's funny, the enemy's stats are still on screen. That means they're still in memory. I don't want to fight more giants. You know, when I think about it, there's a good chance I've just ruined something in the encounter table by resetting. There's a Tyro, who has something wrong with his HP reading. Yeah, my ghoul was able to stunlock him. My Geist didn't land it on the first try. I think he only has one attack, so slow probably isn't particularly useful. But fast might be. There's a paralyze. Good. Still paralyzed. 100 damage, go to my hasted giant. Nice. We beat a Tyro for the second time. You know, that really does suggest we should get access to the Tyro. But I think that that's just going to be so cheesy. What's funny is, you know, this is normally a good way to progress your characters a bit, but I have very little to gain from this. What I want is Frost, of all things. Frost is pretty mid, really. Oh, terrible. I have erased a giant, I think. I would like it to happen more. For some reason, Geist just doesn't seem as good as Ghoul. But I do sort of wonder if some buggy behavior could be in play. And it's probably not the game's bug, because Pat Ratnade and I have messed with it enough here. Like it could very. I would take responsibility for it if asked. You know, maybe Stun Touch was really only so great because I was mostly using it on early game enemies, where it was a little more reliable. But I beat a Tyro with it. That really did give me a pretty strong impression of how effective it was going to be. Yeah, Stun Touch is nice. Does the Vampire Stun Touch or just Dazzle does Stun? That was unnecessary. Frost Wolves, come on! A small number of Frost Wolves, please. You're not Frost Wolves at all. Okay, I'm gonna reset. Script will go weird. Come on, Frost Wolves. You weren't shy earlier. Again, I'm clearly not fully resetting the encounter table because the Tyro showed up in there and the... Here we go again. Just in case. Oh, small number of Frost Wolves. This is exactly what I wanted. Alright. We're gonna try and rub one. Good. Excellent. Doesn't get much better than that. That would be better than that. Yes! Oh, cool. Okay. So I've got 3 guys attacking the healthy wolf, and I'm hoping that my giant can take down the wounded wolf. He can. And we got a stunned wolf. We're taking damage from frost, but we're all surviving. Okay. Good. Nice. Okay. So the way I see this going... 25 damage, 0 absorb. They're gonna be kind of a glass cannon thing here. I'm gonna keep my Stun Touch Geist on, because I like that. But I've now got a regular damaging caster, and that's pretty sweet. Astos remains good. I'm quite happy still having Astos on the team. Oh, I need to like refresh the script. There we go. That's just so that the in-battle stats get set properly. Okay. Frost. It's gonna look cool too. Yeah. Oh, this is wonderful. I have AoE now. I don't feel bad using this enemy from the peninsula. Cool. This is gonna revolutionize the way we do business. So we had to make up spell animations using the spell animation bytes. And I don't know if it's because Fat Rat Knight didn't have the patience for it or the imagination for it or what. He didn't want to do it. And for a long time those bytes sat there, and it was when I got into the script that I was like, we should make them look like the spells they resemble. And so I went in and kind of like looked at the palettes and spell effects used by several spells. The one thing that's actually really funny looking, probably, I guess it's untested, is Stinger. Which is total trash. As far as this run is concerned, there's no reason to ever use Stinger. I forget what animation I picked for it, but I think I might have picked a weapon animation, like a knife or something. So it looks like the person's wielding a knife. Okay. That looks kind of funny. I don't mind it. Oh, this feels good. Earth Cave should be fun now. Are we all set for potions? Probably. Okay, Shadows got the drop on us, as they do. A nice time for some frost. These guys are strong against frost, I think. It still does that kind of damage. I think Furwo is another pretty cool name. Yeah, the special effect bytes were an interesting little part of the code that definitely Fat Rat Knight kind of made the skeleton for, and was just like, if someone cares, they can do this. So it was really kind of what was my impression. I think that was what the message was, and so I did, and I'm glad because they look cool. So did Gaze. I've seen Gaze so far. There were one or two others we looked at in testing. Frost is nice. Okay. Doing the Ice Cave. How far in the Ice Cave are we doing? Our goal is Vampire. Then we have to come out anyway, right? I don't think we're gonna stop for any treasure. There's no good treasure here anyway. I don't want to fight these. I was playing with an analog stick for a second there and it didn't work. Time to defeat the bull. I think I already fought a bull. Didn't I? Is a regular attack stronger than Frost? Add Bull to the list. Oh, this looks terrible. Oh, Astos can, like, nullify one of them. Ugh. Astos, who is not ever going to be a very good runner. By the way, the game is not bug fixed, so the running formula is actually the vanilla running formula, so it's really going to favor the people in the top 2 positions, which is interesting when Astos is such a terrible runner. Really, I'm expecting Giant to be the one who can run with any level of consistency. I think we'll just do this. Vampire is pretty good, I think. Image. 22 damage, 4 absorb. It can paralyze, but I still think I'd rather keep Geist because of the multiple hits. Can't you encounter a Whiz Ogre here? Spectre. Spectre might be good. 20 damage, 12 absorb, so it's 1 hit. So they're kind of like Geists and Ghouls, but probably a little stronger on the offense in general. I don't know. The reason I had Astos cast the spell is because I was thinking if he got to a high enough spell count, it could actually be useful. But I think the Furwolf is going to be able to end the fight before that could happen. Oh, Furwolf died! Of course, that's not going to be that way after the battle in all likelihood. That's terrible. I would have rather that not happen. What if Giant dies? What if Geist dies? Oh my... Geist died! Oh, this is awful. Well, now we win. Okay, I'll check off Spectre, but this still isn't super fun. We can probably still beat the Vampire. He hits like a truck. But between Fast and Fire 2, I think we can pull out a win. This doesn't help. Maybe I should, like... I was gonna say try and fight the Wizard Ogre and get out. Am I misremembering the Wizard Ogres? Oh, yes. Yes, I am. This might not be a good fight, but, you know, my feeling is Fire 2 is going to be the solution to any problems I got. The rest of these spells are trash. Okay, I think we might be dead. Elementals are very magic resistant, except for their actual weaknesses. This is kind of no good. Okay. So... if I'm gonna use one monster, it's gonna be Astos. And Astos beat the vampire. That's such a funny sounding question. Uh-oh. Oh, he can't run. Oh, that was funny. Okay. This is gonna be a weird fight. Oh, I said he hits like a truck. I was not messing around. You see that? It was like 90? Good. Whoa. Whoa. 27. Can a resisted lit 2 do 27 damage? I think I'm better off fighting. Okay. Run. Oh wait, running is... I'm gonna lose! I'm gonna lose! Oh my god. Okay, what could have made that go better? Did I unlock Vampire? I don't think it is reasonable to say that I unlocked Vampire. When we get the Ruby and get out, I'll say Vampire is available. Okay, we may as well fight these guys, because we have Frost. And we don't want Furwolf to die. Oh, that was an incredible fight. Okay. So incredible. Maybe my definition of what's incredible has changed recently. I think the Geist might no longer be pulling any weight here. Like, Stun Touch was very nice, but when it doesn't happen, he kind of sucks compared to, you know, a Gur Ogre, an Earth. And I don't think a Spectre is much better either. I do just really want to make care that Frostwolf doesn't die. I know I didn't have that much choice in the matter last time, but Frostwolf must live. Wow. Stun Touch worked. Yeah, for some reason I associate this place with Wizard Ogres, but I think that I might have just made that up somehow. One of my children was recently talking about the Mandela effect. I think that's a form of Mandela effect. Like, I really deeply and truly believe there is a way to encounter a Wizard Ogre in this cave. But I'm pretty sure the data doesn't support it. And I think I found same when I was going through Pixel Remaster recently, and I thought it was a Pixel Remaster difference. That's good. As far as Pisco Demon fights go, this one's pretty good. I feel like that room has a Wizard Ogre in it, but I'm not gonna look. Just because we got everyone here doesn't mean that Vampire's necessarily gonna play nice. Like, I believe he can one-shot the two weaker monsters. And, yeah, Furwolf has no absorb. And Vampire can hit for well over 100 damage. Good old Furwo. Okay. This is going to be a much better fight. Should I bother with... Yeah, let's bother. Right away! That's exactly what I said. Oh my goodness. Okay, no paralysis. Okay, Giant is super powered now. Double attacking. Vampire is paralyzed. Fire 2 coming out, and he has 3 hit points. Very silly. What is interesting is, because of the party arrangement thing, I think that Furwo moved and then Geist became the new Furwo, yeah. They're very weak. They're very weak, but they're damaging Furwo, that's for sure. But this fight, thankfully, is over. I like wiping large groups of enemies. That's nice. But there's no question that Furwo is... you know, about as glass cannon-y as a black mage. Without a silver bracelet on. That's on the tough side. But I can't run, so... Man, they're strong. Okay, we will slow you. You can attack this one. You can frost, and we should take out 2 of them this turn. Maybe not. No, probably not. Maybe. That didn't even come close to what I said. Okay. This'll get better. This time. Did this do it? No. Oh my goodness, the double giant hit missed too. Okay. Need some heals. Should I swap Giant and Astos? Astos really is better defensively. His spells aren't some, like, amazing thing changing the tide of battle that I need to guard. By the way, I've beaten something new, haven't I? Didn't I? I've beaten a muck. Image, got that. Oh, I've beaten a hyena. Right? Pretty sure. Creep, crawl, yes. Earth, no, I don't think so. Hawktress I did. I think I'll wait to do it again in a fight where everyone doesn't die. We talked about, Fat Rat and I talked about automatically detecting which monsters were defeated. And he was saying, seems pretty attainable. And I was kind of thinking, you know, really, on the scale of things we've done, it is. The script already knows, like, where the file is. Oh, Vampire. I didn't even think about Vampire. 24 absorb, 76 damage. I should absolutely be... I never used wizards. What am I doing with my life? I beat the Wyverns earlier. Okay. Can't change monsters mid-battle, or if I do, it won't work especially well, so let's not. We'll just fast forward a little. Okay, I'm not taking too much damage anyway. Wizards. $16 absorb. 84 HP. The damage is so high. Why did I not change these earlier? Vampire. 76 damage. 24 absorb. Outstanding. Okay. We've gotten rid of our stun touch person, but for that high damage and absorb, I think it's worth it. Look at the vampire. The vampire looks awesome. Oh, I hope I caught that moment. You know, I lost my stun touch, but I gained dazzle. I think that's fairly good. That's awesome. Awesome damage. I should probably wrap up. I've been playing a long time. I was kind of hoping to beat Lich, but I think maybe it's a good time to be done. Good team. Well, maybe we'll go get our rod. We'll head back to Melman for heal. You know, it's really quite annoying that I could use more cure potions, heal potions, because Melmond has no item shop, if I recall correctly. They only have 12. I might need to go shopping. It'll be a whole trip. Okay, we're gonna do our whole trip lightning speed. Or not, because I ran into walls. Wizza! Pretty sure that's a person from a Budweiser ad, right? Oh, I can't carry anymore. Perfect. I want a bunch of tents, too. I should probably have a couple more pures, for that matter. I've used a bunch of them. I have a lot of money. It's funny listening to the music being interrupted by the noise channel usage again and again. I'm used to that, but it's just a little funny. Probably because my understanding of this console has changed a little bit since I was first playing it. Alright. We have some trash to sell. Who doesn't love selling trash? Okay, so, with our purchasing all done, should I get the rod or just be done? How did I not beat that guy in one round with our completely crazy monsters? The wizard looks funny because of how the staff works. Dazzle's cool. Naturally, it shoots little stars. That's how you dazzle someone. I think the Pisco Demon looks cool. Nice. This is the problem with using bosses, though, is they're gonna have terrible luck because they don't run away from fights. Although famously they can in this game. Okay. Our next thing we're gonna do is get the rod, but I think this is a good stopping point. So I'll save up what I got here. We got 42 monsters. And I'll call this session 1. Cool. And save the party. Session 1 party. Not that setting the party is particularly challenging, but it's here, so why not? This was good. We can keep going with this. I think it'll be pretty manageable overall, and it's fun when you get the interesting monsters, that's for sure. Not so good when you have uninteresting monsters. Like, the beginning felt slow. The stuff I did at the Peninsula Power, that was pretty interesting. It's gonna be good once we get the canoe. My goal is once I get a canoe, I'm gonna go grab a red dragon at all costs. That's gonna be first. So. Okay, well, anyway, I think we are done. Saved up in the game and everything. So, okay. This is cool. Happy Halloween. I guess it's November now. The Monster Party. It works. It's fun. It's neat.